Hello, 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 hello. Hello, my lovely people. Hello. How are you doing today? I'm doing fine. I'm doing okay. It ain't the best, but I'm doing fine. I'm doing okay. Bless. Bless. Thanking God for another day. Thanking God for waking me up with the activities of my limbs. Thanking God for strength. Strength on today, because it ain't always easy waking up in the morning and getting out the bed, getting dressed, and seeing kids off to school. It could be a struggle, but I thank him. So today, I got a message for you today. I got a message for you guys today, and I had something else. It was another subject that I want to talk about, but I was reading and I was studying my Bible, and then He just changed it. Like, no, I don't want you to teach on that. I don't want that subject. Change the subject. So the subject that he gave me is something that I was studying. It's my Sunday school lesson. So he had me share that. Tell about that. Tell him about that. Talk about that. And it was kind of touchy, kind of hard at first, because the subject is making the right choice. Making the right choice. So when he asked me to give you guys a message on that, it was kind of touchy, and I'm like, making the right choice. It hit me. It hit me right here, because a lot of us in life, we don't always make the right choices. We don't always make the right choices. So I have, I'm guilty. Yes, I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I have made a lot of wrong choices, and when I made those wrong choices, it's a price. It's a price you have to pay. It's a price. It's a penalty you have to pay. So, but the Lord wanted me to share it, with you guys. So I couldn't go back on it. I could say, no, I got a subject already. I'm going to, when he comes in and he just rearrange and change your whole, your assignment, just change your whole, I'm sorry, your not assignment, your topic. He just changes, come in, you say, well, I'm going to teach on this, I'm going to speak on this, then he come in like, no, I don't want you to do that. You can't argue with him. You can't. You just got to surrender, say, okay, I'm going to do it. Okay, that's what you say, that's what I'm going to give the message on. So, making the right choice. And making the right choice, it was our Sunday school lesson last week. And it was coming from Ecclesiastic 3:17. And I don't know if some of you know the story of Solomon. Tell the story of Solomon. And Solomon was he was a very wise man. He had, he went to God, and God asked him, what is it you told him to ask me anything, ask me. And I don't know if I'm saying it the right way, but he went, to God one night, and God, he said, ask me, whatever you ask of me, I will give it. So instead of Solomon going to God and saying, how sometimes we say, Lord, give me a house, give me a car, give me this. Solomon went to God and he asked God, he said, give me wisdom. And so God said, he gave it to him. He gave Solomon wisdom. He gave him wisdom, and when he gave him wisdom, Solomon took his wisdom, and like anybody, any person, you have a gift. And when God gives you that gift, if you don't use your gift the right way, God, sometimes he takes it from you. He takes it from you. And sometimes you can abuse your gift. You can have a gift to teach, or you have a gift to preach, or to sing, and it's how you use that gift. If you're not using that gift to glorify God, let God get the glory out of your life, it's going to be, it's going to be useless. It's going to be useless. So Solomon had this gift. It was wisdom. And just reading the lesson, and in the lesson as I was reading, it was come to a question, and it say, what questions would you ask? And the question I asked was, I said, what was Solomon thinking? What was he thinking? And I mean, because you had all this wisdom. I mean, what was you thinking? You had this wisdom. You had anything, you name it. And you can go and read it for yourself in the book of Ecclesiastic. And it talks about how many wives he had, how many concubine. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Don't make fun of me, guys. My daughter's telling me all the time, you're not pronouncing it right. But he had wives. He had so many wives, so many maid servants and concubines, and it just, and then more than that. And then, I mean, he had so many wives, he had so many children. I'm saying, for a man, a person like that, to have that many wives and servants, and even, like, what is it, dancers, that's too much. That's too much. I mean, even in this day of time, you have like men's is this day of time. You may have more than one wife, but you say you have 2, you have 3, you have 4, you have 500. That's a lot. That is a lot. That's a lot. That sounds like, to me, like Solomon. You had like a really like I want to say like addiction. You had really like addiction. You really needed some help in that area. You had an addiction. And when you have an addiction, it's not easy to break. It's not easy to break. So, but yeah, anyway. So, the message is making the right choice. So, when God gave Solomon all this wisdom, and Solomon took his wisdom and he did other things with it. What God, told him to do, and to build a kingdom. Okay, he built the kingdom. He did all that. Then after he did all that, he built a kingdom and he had all these wives. Then there was this queen. This queen came along. Now, it's a movie. I don't know if you saw the movie, but it's a movie. It's called, what is the movie called? It's the story. I believe it's called The Story of Solomon. But in the movie, the person that's playing the queen is Vivica Fox. Yes, Vivica Fox. So she was playing queen. So, the queen, she wanted to meet this king. She wanted to meet, who is this king? Who is this king? Solomon. And he have all this wisdom. She wanted to meet him. So now that's the movie. But in the Bible, when you read the Bible, the movie is always, sometimes it add things or it take away things. But he met this queen. Sheba. I think her name was Sheba, if I'm not mistaken. Her name is Sheba. Because his mother's name was Bathsheba. It's Sheba. But if I'm wrong, y'all, just comment it below. Say, Melissa, no, her name was, such and such and such. So I believe her name was Sheba. So he and his God told Solomon, do not go and marry these strange gods. Do not. He told him not to. So it's like everything he told him not to do is like Solomon went and he did the opposite. So he married Queen Sheba. He married her, and when he married her, she wasn't like in the same, she wasn't in the same faith as, as Solomon. And in the movie it tells, like how the leaders, the elders, they was telling him like, no, she's not a part of us. She's not a part of us. She can't, no. And Solomon still was like, if she choose to embrace, my fate, then so be it. And so then when Solomon, went to her and told her, that, they didn't want to accept her. They didn't want to accept her. And so then she said, you're not going to make me choose between, my fate and your fate. This is a movie. So after that, she left. She left Solomon. She left Solomon, and she took her son that she had by Solomon. She left. So after she left, Solomon, you know how it is when even not only men do it, women do it. When you're in a relationship with somebody and you break off your relationship, you break it off. It could be engagement. You break it off, and Solomon went to this depression. He was hurt. His heart was broken because she left. Not only did she leave, she took his son too. So he was heartbroken. So after she left, Solomon was heartbroken, not only over the loss of Queen Sheba, but his mother too. His mother, the movie, his mother had died too. So that was a lot on him. If you can picture in your mind someone you're in a relationship with someone, and then a family member, let's say your mother or your father passed away, and you just heartbroken. So you're heartbroken. What do? You do things to try to ease that hurt, that pain that you're feeling. So what Solomon did, he went and he just started worshiping these strange gods, these pagan gods. He just started, worshiping them. So when he did that, all of that, that wealth, that rich, all those things that he had, it was it just, it just vanished away, it just went away. It was he didn't, just gone. And so then he got angry, started getting upset, and he started saying, all of this is useless, it's vanity, all of this, this generation come, and then it dies, and then another generation, all is just useless. He was really saying, this is useless. The point of life is is useless. What is the point of being on life when this is going to happen, all these things is going to happen? So again, the message, making the right choice. So that was just I just wanted to elaborate on that, just go into the detail, just tell you, this was what we was teaching on in Sunday school, making the right choice. So I'm going to use me. I'm going to use me for my for self, example, making the right choice. Like I said in the beginning, I didn't always make the right choices, even before I got saved and even after I got saved. I remember some jobs I worked on, and say God led me to go to this job, but what I thought that job was, might have been better for me. He said, no, go to this one. Don't go to that one. So I have always, made the right choice. And then even in relationship, it's it's kind of touchy for me to talk about it, but I just feel if God leading me and He want me to share it, Melissa, because when you share, it might be someone else out there. It might be another girl. It might be a boy or a man out there, and they might be going through the same thing and want to know, okay, how do I overcome this? I didn't make the right choice. I didn't make the right choice. You might be someone you might be married to a person, and then you get a divorce, and they might think, well, I thought it was the right thing to do, and it wasn't. So now these are the consequences. Oh, I'm sorry, something got in my throat. But these are now the consequences that I have to pay now. So I'm just going to, I want to share one event that happened in my life, in my